Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova War coming back at you for the second solo cast I've had to do today to make up some time while Mr. Black is resting up from the epic cold that he's had for the last few days. The last game we saw some pretty good play. This game I'm hoping for something along the same lines. Of course I haven't seen any of these, I've just downloaded them and going for it. So we're gonna hope for the best. Hey Nova War. Yes, Nova War? Could you do me a favor? Sure, why not? Could you hit me up with that noise? Okay, 1 second. You know there's a reason that Mr. Black is the one that does those noises? I bet you can't guess why. Down here in the bottom position, we're looking at ThePrince. Not the Fresh Prince, just the regular Prince. And up here, we're looking at the AngryZerg. Grrr. And we are on... What is this? Quick, Adam, use your brain. Oh, why don't you play more Starcraft? I want to say this is like Antigua Shipyard or something. I could say anything right now and I'd be completely guessing. But we're gonna go with that. That sounds technical enough. So right now we're looking at just some very standard opening play right now. It looks like we're going to see a fast expansion here by AngryZerg by the looks of that drone, and we will. Down here we're just going to be walling up here for the Prince. As per usual, this drone is going to get in here, he's going to see what's going on, he's going to see this single assimilator and that gateway. You shouldn't expect anything too out of the ordinary so far. This vacuum cleaner is taking in all of the sites as well. Back up here, it looks like we're going to see a spawning pool go down. Here, that's your, what seems to be the very common 14 expand, 14 pool. He's going to get this extractor up as well. He didn't get the extractor first, and he didn't get the spawning pool first, which, if memory serves me, just is telling me right now that he's not worried about defending himself with any speedlings of any kind, at least not in the immediate future. Back down here, we're looking at Bob, just about halfway done, coming out to prepare himself for his epic duty of blocking this one little nice gap right here. The Overlord is slowly making its way down here. Now I have to assume that he's going to want to stick this Overlord down here for future use. And I'm not sure where exactly it's going, but it looks like it might be going in this direction of some sort. Back up here, and we're looking at more of the same. Not a lot going on. So I guess in the meantime, I will fill you guys in on what I've been up to lately. You know, some people are always asking me, or you know, they're wondering why I'm not around as much as Jeff. And if you don't know already, it's because at least for the last 6 months, I was at a full-time job, 42 hours a week, doing all sorts of marketing and such. Fun times, but now that contract is over, I'm looking for more work, but in the meantime, the month of January, most likely, and possibly some of February, I will be spending more time live streaming and putting stuff up on my solo channel. And if you haven't already gone and subscribed to my solo channel, I'm going to do some shameless advertising here, and it is youtube.com/computerplayer1. Computerplayer1. I know it's not Nova War, and that would make too much sense, however, somebody's already taken that name. As far as I know, it was either that or I was too lazy to make another Gmail account because, you know, you have to have a separate email for every... It's annoying. Anyway, lots of stuff will be played. It will be grand. Played Portal yesterday. Portal 2 will be done today, and Mass Effect 2 and all sorts of great stuff will happen. My live stream is twitch.tv/NovaWar, but that's enough shameless advertising. I'm gonna take a drink. Delicious water. We're now seeing a bit of a... This was a bit odd. If I didn't miss this entirely, this was like some 2-gate forge expand thing. I haven't seen it before, but again, as many of you know, I'm not exactly all up on everything that is to do StarCraft, so somebody can tell me if I'm completely retarded, but I don't know if that's a legitimate thing or not. What it is going to allow him to do, however, is have these quick +1 upgrades, which can be very nice to have indeed. It's also going to allow him to maybe have a couple more sentries than he would normally, and it looks like we might see the a little bit of Zealot and Sentry action here out of the Protoss player, which would be completely normal up against a Zerg, especially a fast expanding Zerg. However, the push would probably have happened by now, and so I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. It'll be entirely based on timing, and I guess what information we do get. And oh my goodness, I haven't had the production tab up this whole time. Bad Adam. Bad Adam. How dare you forget such sacred things as the D key before starting a recording. Back down here, the Prince is actually building up, just what I figured here. We have some sentries and some zealots, and we have another gateway. We're now up to 4 here on the second. We could probably sustain another couple depending on what we do. Could in fact be something like a Robo Bay as well. We have a Roachborn and 2 Evo chambers now for AngryZerg. So I guess he's going to be doing some 1-1 upgrades here real quick. I have to assume that's what that's for. That, or they're just really glorified lawn ornaments. Down here, the Roachborn is being plopped down on the corner here. Interesting positioning. Very interesting indeed. Right here next to the spine crawler, creating a quasi wall here for, I'm assuming, I don't know, charge lots, if that's what he's guessing is going to be walking up here. In any case, regardless of unit, it just makes it more difficult to run right up the ramp, which is always good and something that everybody should keep in mind, just like we're seeing down here from the Prince. Very nice photon cannon placements as well. Can't complain about those. There is the proxy pylon. Now this isn't a major force, and even with, what do we got here? 2, 3 gates, 4 gates. Hasn't built any more. Even with that, this is not going to be a huge thing. However, if he does force field this ramp here, which is basically what everybody would do in this scenario, yes, there it is. Kind of failing with the first one, but the second one does go up and is successful in blocking that. He's not going to get rid of this Roachborn. Maybe before the Glau reconstruction is finished, these drones are forced to run around, but they're not going to be able to get up the ramp, and they're going to be forced to fight here. But actually, that would be enough to get rid of a lot of these stalkers, and he's going to get a surround on them here. Maybe. No! Oh no, he kind of misclicked. He went all the way around the back. He didn't actually get a surround, and now they're going to go down without taking out too many of these units. That is a huge amount of damage now against AngryZerg, and he is forced to build a bunch of roaches in replacement of those drones, and he's going to be in a really bad spot here. There's not a lot he's going to be able to do. He's going to have to... Well, I don't even know what. He's got next to no resources anymore. This is going to be a very hairy situation. He's going to be able to chase him off here, it looks like, with only a couple of roaches, and he just barely survives that encounter. That was very close indeed, and in fact, we do have 1-1 going up here now for AngryZerg. We do have the +1 already done, and +2 on the way. So we're going straight for all attack. Now, that's something that not a lot of lower level players do. Oh, and Glau reconstruction did finish. Roach speed is finished indeed. Oh, very nice force fields. I like those force fields. But Burrow has been completed a while ago now. And the Prince is going to be able to get out of there with most of his units alive. And very little damage taken there by the AngryZerg. Most lower level players, you know, they go +1 and then +1 shields, and then they'll go +2 and then +2 shields, and that's not always necessary. Sometimes, depending on what race and what units you're going up against, or what combination of units that you actually have in your army, sometimes it is better off, or sometimes you will be better off if you, in fact, just go like we're seeing here, +1 straight to +2 attack. And I think that will be very handy indeed. It looks like the chrono is slipping a bit here. We do have chrono done here on this one, but on the other, 100% energy. You're not supposed to play like Novabor. This is bad. However, we do have Blink just about finished now, and 5 more roaches. It looks like we're gonna get an almost all-in scenario, because he has not built any more drones. This will be all-in. If this fails, then he is gonna be out of the game for sure. There's no question. Very nice cannon placements is gonna make a big difference here in force fields. Very lovely indeed. Getting out of there with the Burrow. And now he's going to be backing up a bit. I hope he doesn't go back in. This is a bad decision. He needs to back up. This is not going to work. He should see all this, and there is no way he's going to be able to get through there. All of these stalkers are going to be able to blink in and out of there without any trouble, and he's going to be forced to leave. There's no way he should be going in here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Turn around. Go home. Come back to fight another day. Oh, +2 just finishing now, and now that's going to be game. There's nothing he's going to be able to do about that. +1 versus +2 Protoss, and there is an observer on the field now. AngryZerg is in a whole lot of trouble, and this is pretty much a GG scenario. There is another blink, and all of these roaches are going to go down without much trouble whatsoever. Sentry's coming up the rear now. Terrible, 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 terrible damage. And AngryZerg, oh, living up to his name a bit there. Grats on your race. Just in your race. Pretty much saying, you're not a very good player, but Protoss is so OP. Which of course it isn't. At this point, the game is pretty much dead on balanced in 99.9% of all scenarios. Good job on the Prince there. I liked the little attack he had going on up here. The AngryZerg probably should have had something to see that coming and prepared for it a little bit earlier. And of course, choosing to go all in instead of sitting back and droning back up after that attack. Which, you know, I guess, depending on who you are, that might be the choice that or the path that you take. I don't think it was entirely necessary. However, he did it, and it didn't work in his favor. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another game of StarCraft brought to you solo style by the one, the only Nova War, your master of ceremonies, partner in crime, and all around possibly best friend in the whole wide world. Again, I hope this was marginally entertaining. It's not exactly, of course, not going to be the same thing if Mr. Black is not here as well for us to banter back and forth. However, I hope that it was at least a little bit fun to watch, and hopefully you picked up on some things as well if you're a lower level player. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to render these up. I'm going to post these, or at least one of them today, maybe one tomorrow. And then you will be back to your regularly scheduled LAGTV material shortly thereafter. Stay safe, have a good one, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.